All right, welcome to the show, y'all. Hope everybody out there is having an awesome day. I have an amazing show for you, if I don't say so myself. So in just a second, the MAGA civil war is now completely out of control. It is spiraling out of control. They're in full-on meltdown. This may be even worse for Trump than immediately after January 6th, which is saying a lot, because boy, was he in trouble immediately after he and his people tried to coup the government. So we'll get into all of that amazing, amazing stuff. Trump goes at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Trump goes at Thomas Massie with a disgusting low blow. They fight back. It is not looking good for the big boss man. Then we'll get to Zoran derangement syndrome is completely out of control. We got right-wingers. We got so-called liberals like Bill Maher just adding to the pylon and making horrible arguments. We'll dissect that. We also have Gavin Newsom with his first major misstep since he became the leading contender for 2028. And later on, Ted Cruz apparently is going to run for president again, and he's leaning into this feud with Tucker Carlson because he thinks that'll work out well for him in a 2028 Republican primary. Kind of crazy, but we have that as well. We also have much more. You guys know the drill, man. Everybody please do me a big favor and subscribe to the channel. That helps out big time and costs you absolutely nothing. You could also support the show on Patreon. Remember, this is real independent media. I've never talked to an advertiser, never done an ad read, never talked to a billionaire or a PAC or a government or anything like that. You guys made that possible, so thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing us to be real independent media, not just online media. There's a big distinction there, and I hope everybody understands it. Also, you can support Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. Definitely check us out there. And go sub to the Corin's World YouTube channel because we do live Kyle and Corin episodes every Monday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Come hang out with us. We have a great time. And yeah, that's that, man. They're the shameless plugs. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So, MAGA is fracturing on a level that I have honestly never seen before. It is looking really, really bad for Trump. Now, having said that, he's sort of the master of looking like he's dead and then coming back. But that's more because, I don't know, the Democrats are so lame with how they attack him, and the media is so lame with how they attack him. They don't really go for the jugular against him. But now, for the first time in a long time, the battle is happening from within the tent. The battle is happening from different wings of what's supposed to be MAGA. So, as you all know, we discussed this the other day. You had the Epstein emails released from the Epstein estate because it was subpoenaed by Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna. And Trump was on every page of those shits. I mean, it was absurd how often they would talk about Trump and they would spill the tea on Trump. And so that makes him look really bad. He was still hiding the actual Epstein files themselves. More on that in a little bit. So that also made him look really bad. And then in the midst of all of this fighting and the fracturing, you have this new Epstein survivors ad that was just released that I have to play for you. This is incredible. Ready? Watch this.
I suffered so much pain.
So much pain.
So much pain.
I suffered so much pain. I was 14 years old.
I was 16 years old.
I was 16.
17.
14 years old.
This is me.
This was me.
This is me.
When I met Jeffrey Epstein.
This is me when I met Jeffrey Epstein.
There are about 1,000 of us.
Oh,
It's time to bring the secrets out of the shadows. It's time to shine a light into the darkness.
5 administrations and we're still in the dark. Call your Congress member today. Release all the Epstein files. Go to worldwithoutexploitation.org. So look, here's the conundrum that Trump is in. Any like normie-ish supporters that he had left, they're gone. They're gone. And they're gone for a very simple reason. They're gone because inflation is out of control. Unemployment is rising. The economy sucks. Trump brought about all this with his stupid trade war. And so normie-ish people who remained inside the MAGA tent are looking around and going, well, what the hell am I getting out of this? What am I getting out of this? He's mismanaging everything. My wallet is hurting. My quality of life is going down. And so they're going, you know what? I'm out. I'm out. I want nothing to do with this anymore. So normie-ish supporters that remained, gone. But also the hardcore supporters, many of them are going, you know what? A bridge too far. I'm out. Now, why do I say that? Because the whole Epstein case was like the core of their ideology for like 5 to 10 years. where in their mind, they say there's this elite cabal of fredophiles that are running the government. And in their mythology, Trump was like the happy warrior coming in to destroy them and protect regular people. Well, what happens when it becomes very apparent that Trump is in that elite cabal of billionaire fredophiles? So in a weird way, it's actually some of the hardest core supporters that see what's happening with Epstein and they go, all right, you know what? I'm out. So if you're losing the normies that remain, to the extent they were normie at all, like I said, normie-ish, you're losing them because of the economy, and you're losing hardcore supporters because you're so clearly all over those Epstein files. Where do you go to get support? You got nowhere to go, dog. You got nowhere to go. Which is why, and stop and think about this, y'all. His approval rating just came out. It was 36%. And that's before this recent explosion with new Epstein emails that he's all over. That was before that. So look, I've always told you, in my opinion, the bottom for Trump is anywhere between 26% and 33%. Like I said, we're already at 36%. It may just be the case that the next round of polls that come out, he goes down to 33 or even 30, somewhere around there. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. He was at 36, and then after that, the Epstein emails dropped. Now, as I told you guys the other day, look at this. This is insane. So the Courier created a searchable database with all 20,000 of the Epstein files just released from Epstein's estate. That's a little misstated because, like I said, that's the Epstein emails. It's not the same as the Epstein files. Trump's name appears in them more than anyone else in 1,628 documents. Are you kidding me? 1,628. So all of us who are out there saying, bro, this dude's on every page of the Epstein files. Well, that's pretty close to true. That is pretty close to true. So just insane stuff. So now it's happening. It's happening. Donald Trump created Truth Social to be his safe space. He created it to be the more conservative MAGA version of Twitter. Well, now he somehow managed to piss these people off too. So let's read some of these replies to him. Starting to sweat, Donnie, let's hear it from your mouth. You can keep deflecting. You campaign on releasing the Epstein files, so you lied to your supporters. Release the files. Not guilty people don't have meltdowns over hoaxes. Donald Trump is guilty, and if you deny the actual evidence, Epstein files, then you are just blind to the truth. The only hoax going on is coming from Donald Trump and his administration. Once again, as Trump has stated himself, if you keep telling the lie, they will eventually believe you. It is a hoax. If it is a hoax, then what is all the emails? Why the panic? Why the panic-held meetings? Why not release the information? Are you buying time to destroy evidence? For us regular people, if we do very naughty things, we go to prison for the rest of our lives. We aren't given promotions for it like you're allowing them to do. Just release it all, Trump. You fucking ran on that shit. You're a pedophile, Trump. At the point only your idiot fans still think you're innocent. You're losing the base. You're a fucking con man and all these idiots. Anyway, this goes on. Release the Epstein files, then prove that it's all a hoax. Trump is a pedophile. Bill Clinton is in the files. The only hoax is you. Your name is all over those emails. So this is Trump's safe space, bro. This is Trump's safe space. But it gets even better. So then there was this trend on social media where all of these former hardcore MAGA supporters started burning all of their MAGA merch.
All right, so this is a Trump 2020 hat. And if you're just going to be owned by the Jews and go against everybody.
Now notice, I need you to notice, so they're turning on him, but notice the language here. This person is a groyper, or they're Fuentes adjacent at the very least, right? And so the Republican base is hardcore radicalized. Many of them are turning on Trump, but they're turning on Trump also because he's not fascist enough to them.
That actually is America first.
And cover for pedophiles.
Now that he is doing, for sure.
Then you can fuck off, Trump. You're losing people quick. What else do we got? We got some hoodies.
We're burning those in the big fire.
Oh, we're going to put those in the big fire?
Yeah, those are two polyester.
Got a Ultra MAGA shirt. We've got tons of flags. We got way more hats.
We don't have the flags anymore. I threw those away.
Oh, you threw the flags away already? Good. Oh yeah, there's some good kindling.
Yeah, that's
these are from The very first Trump rally we ever went to in 2017 when he came to Topeka, Kansas, and did a rally for Chris Kobach. Throw him in there. Piece of shit. Have a good life with all your Jew owners.
Some from 2020, some from 2016.
Fuck you.
You sure as fuck aren't making America proud right now. And for the record, we stand with MTG and Massey.
Damn, y'all. All right, how about this one? Breaking. MAGA hats are being burned across social media. Is this finally the end of the movement? Here's one picture, MAGA hat burning. Here's another one, MAGA hat burning. Another one, this is a great picture, MAGA hat burning. Damn, man. Damn. Good luck trying to fix this one, Don. Good luck. All right, ready for this? So, there's the vote for the release of the actual Epstein files on Tuesday, okay? Adelita Grijalva was sworn in. She was the final vote that was needed to get to 218 to get those files released. The vote for that is on Tuesday. And Trump was desperately behind the scenes trying to rally the troops to his side to get them to vote against releasing those files. What happened was, word came out that anywhere from 50 to 100 Republicans were going to break ranks and vote to release the files. So Trump, in an attempt to get ahead of this and not appear weak, what does he do? He decides, I'm going to go out there and totally reverse what I was just saying. So now I'm going to pretend like I've always been in favor of releasing all the Epstein files, bro. I don't even know what you're talking about. So he came out last night and he said this. As I said on Friday night aboard the Air Force One to the fake news media, House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files because we have nothing to hide. And it's time to move on from this Democrat hoax perpetrated by radical left lunatics in order to deflect from the great success of the Republican Party, including our recent victory on the Democrats' shutdown. The Department of Justice has already turned over tens of thousands of pages to the public on Epstein, are looking at various Democrat operatives, Bill Clinton, Reid Hoffman, Larry Summers, etc., and their relationship to Epstein, and the House Oversight Committee can have whatever they are legally entitled to. I don't care. All I do care about is that Republicans get back on point, which is the economy, affordability, where we are winning big, our victory on reducing inflation from the highest level in history to practically nothing, bringing down prices for the American people, historic tax cuts, yada, yada, yada. You guys get the gist of it. But now he's going, I don't know what you're talking about. I've always wanted these Epstein files to be released. I've always wanted that. So as I said, the FBI must have finished up removing all the references to Trump and Republicans. Now, why do I say that? Well, very simply, James O'Keefe had a video on this that dropped on September 4th. Department of Justice Deputy Chief admits government will, quote, redact every Republican while leaving all the liberal Democratic people on the Epstein client list. And he says Ghislaine Maxwell was moved to a lower security prison as a benefit to keep her mouth shut. And I've been warning you guys about it. Why have they dragged their feet for so goddamn long? Why have they not released any of the actual Epstein files themselves? Because they're trying to clean them up. There was reporting in the past that Trump told the FBI, I believe it was, to clean up the files. And that's what they're doing, right? So, and now he thinks, oh, I'll just come out and say, I've always wanted them released. I don't know what you're talking about. As if that's going to fucking work. So now there's also another perspective on this as well that I should share with you. And Don Winslow lays it out here. So he says, number one, Trump is told he's going to lose the House vote. So you're going to have 50 to 100 Republican defectors, which means the files will be forced to be released. Okay. Number two, so Trump comes out and says, Republicans should vote yes after a full year and blocking of everything. Number three, but he set a new investigation at the Justice Department. See, that's the part that people didn't realize. So Trump said the other day, we talked about this on our Friday show. Trump said the other day, I just ordered a new investigation of the Epstein thing. I'm investigating it. Don't worry. We're going to look into Rita Hoffman, look into all these Democrats, these dirty Democrats. And so we talked about that, and it's like, that's weird. Why are you saying that now? Literally on the day where you're all over the Epstein emails, why would you come out and say, we're going to do an investigation? Well, very simply, and this explains it, because if you're doing an investigation, then those files, by law, have to remain sealed. See what he did there? You see what he did? So he said a new investigation at the Justice Department. Number four, the Justice Department comes out and says, we can't release due to the investigation. Number five, Trump says, it's not my fault. I told them to vote yes. I said I wanted all the Epstein files released. And number six, no, Trump never told Justice Department to release everything without any further delays and stop phony investigation into his political enemies. Exactly. So he comes out the other day, says, I'm ordering a new investigation into Epstein. Then he comes out today and says, release all the files. You need to release them. Go vote for it. Sure, why not? No problem. Then it's going to be, oh, we can't release all the most important ones because now there's a new investigation, so it's protected by law. You see, but here's the thing, guys. I don't think his little tricks are fucking working anymore. They're not actually working anymore. And they're not working because it's so fucking transparent. And we just saw the Epstein emails. You were all over those shits. And there were some massive bombshell stories. Like, for example, in 2011, Epstein talked about how Trump was at his house with one of the victims, quote, for hours. Okay, well, what do you think they were doing there? I think everybody knows what they were doing because we weren't born yesterday. Okay, that means Trump is on tape. He's on tape doing you know what. That is now blackmail material. The president is compromised. We now know that Epstein was Mossad. There's been detailed reporting on this from Dropsite recently and The Intercept recently, where Epstein was facilitating international deals for surveillance technology for the Ivory Coast and from Israel, because he's working for Israel. He regularly had Israeli spies stay at his place for weeks on end. He was buddy-buddy with Ehud Barak. He was a spy for Israel. He may have also been a freelancer in the sense that he also did some work for Russia as well, but he was definitely a spy. They definitely had blackmail material on Donald Trump. They could blackmail him. They could extort him. They could coerce him. They could do whatever they wanted. And now, wow, would you look at that? Israel keeps getting whatever the fuck they want from the Trump regime. Wow, would you look at that? So crazy, isn't it? So here he is scrambling. Everybody sees through it now, bro. Like I said, you're already at 36% approval rating. And now, after that, is when your movement is splintering and fracturing further. So he is really, really in a tough position. And here's the thing. I actually think he would largely be able to get away with this, like he's gotten away with literally everything before, if it wasn't for the backstop of inflation is actually out of control, unemployment is rising, the economy is failing, his trade war is basically going to lead to another great recession, but probably a great depression type scenario. The AI bubble is bursting. That's happening like today as I speak to you. So if he had a good economy, I think he could largely weather this storm because you'd have enough people in the cult that said, hey, my life's good enough. I think this is all fake news. I'm with Trump. But that's not the case. People are really fucking struggling. So the backstop of the failing economy mixed with him just being outed in these Epstein emails, there's no way around it, bro. There's no way around it. So we might actually be looking at Trump falling into that range between 26% and 33%, which would be a glorious, glorious thing to see. But he's in trouble. This is a full-on mutiny. This is a full-on revolt. MAGA is in total meltdown as we speak. And it's hard to foresee any improvement in this moment. Some of his strongest soldiers are now gone. The fact that now the Republican politicians are going to vote to release the Epstein files, he didn't actually want that. Make no mistake about it. So now that some weakness is being shown, oh, well, now the precedent is laid, and you can basically become a lame duck like that. So here we are. It didn't even take a year. All the horrible things they did, it didn't even take a year for the incompetence and his past, his dark, dark past, to finally catch up with him. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.